Welcome to our YouTube channel, dedicated to exploring the latest insights and opportunities in the world of finance and investments, with a special focus on currency revaluation, gold and silver investments, cryptocurrency, and make money online opportunities and more. Please note that the content on this YouTube channel is for informational purposes only and should not be considered financial advice. We are not licensed financial advisors, and the opinions expressed on this channel are based on our own research and personal experience. We strongly recommend that you do your own research and consult with a licensed financial advisor. Also, just before we go any further, this channel has a weekly giveaway of 100 Dogecoin. To enter, all you have to do is be subscribed to this channel, like this video, and watch this video until the end, because if you don't, you will be automatically disqualified from the giveaway. We will be sharing the random hashtag keyword daily somewhere in the video, and then comment hashtag the keyword with no spaces in between in the comment section. Good luck. Now, let's proceed with the latest Iraq dinar news and intel today. Please take these pieces of information with a grain of salt, and please make sure to do your own due diligence. Alright, so here's the thing. Something about this week just feels different. Not in a hyped up way, but in a way where things finally look like they're lining up. The parallel market rate? It's pressing hard against the official 1310, just a few ticks away. That might not sound like a big deal on the surface, but trust me, it's huge. That kind of alignment is exactly what the IMF and CBI have been working toward, and there's a reason it needs to hit 1-to-1. I'll break it all down at the end, but let's just say, when those two rates meet, a major door opens. Then there's news that Iraq may finalize the cost of oil production around $16 a barrel, which could tie directly into a new budget rate. Oil started flowing again through Turkey, meaning long-standing blockages are clearing. And to top it all off, rumors say SWIFT just flipped over to Ripple's bridge protocol. Even if that's just speculative noise, banks were definitely scrambling last week, and that doesn't happen for nothing. So stick with me through the full video, because at the end, I'm going to share why that 1-to-1 rate convergence isn't just symbolic. It's likely the final checkpoint before Iraq can flip the switch. And once that happens, the next step could be exactly what we've all been waiting for. Let's jump into the updates. From Newshound Intel Guru Mountain Goat. Folks, according to what is happening now in Iraq and all the good news from the IMF, I hardly can believe the news could be so good. You will find some amazing news coming our way, so stay tuned. I do believe we are now getting very, very close to what we all wanted for so long. From Intel Guru Yada, as long as they are resuming the flow of oil through Turkey, as was agreed today, the rate change will still be seen. We are truly at the manifestation stage. From Intel Newshound Guru MarkZ via PDK. My contacts in Iraq believe they will have an agreement next Tuesday or Wednesday on the cost of producing a barrel of oil of about $16, and they think we will get a new rate for the budget tables. That is hopeful. We will see. They have had these expectations before, but those expectations are high again. From Intel Guru Frank 26, Iraq Boots on the Ground report from Firefly. 2 days in a row, the parallel market is at 1397. That's great news. The market is so close to 1310. We're headed in the right direction. Saleh is back on TV talking about the great job the CBI has done and says our parallel market would have already been equal to the official exchange rate of the CBI if not for tensions in the region. From Frank, slowly but surely the black market is disappearing. As it disappears, we approach the 1-to-1 relationship with the American dollar, which will lead you into a float. From Guest Guru George, I don't go in there and try to act like, oh, I know more about this than you do. Just establish a relationship and report. Then all of a sudden, man, they just turn the spigot on and sit back and watch them talk to you. But they will not yet talk about dinar because it is not a sovereign currency yet. It is speculative investment. They'll sing like a canary to some of you when it comes to the dong. They can't talk about something that's speculative because they don't want to go on record and say something that doesn't happen. They're opening themselves to be liable. From Newshound/Intel Guru FNU LNU, I just found out that Swift is to be converted over to Ripple Ledger and XRP bridge currency at 3 a.m. this morning, 07/18/25, which may be a reason so many banks were in a panic all week. This, in conjunction with the ISO 20022 mandate starting on the 14th, meant the banks had their hands full all week long. From Intel Guru Frank 26, so many events are coming into a collision, and the explosion will be a new exchange rate, in my opinion, for the Iraqi dinar. Before ending with few more updates, the hashtag keyword for the 100 Dogecoin giveaway is component. You can be the lucky winner if you like, subscribe, and watch the main content of this video. This will be for this coming Sunday's giveaway, and the winner will be announced in one of the Sunday's videos, so you do not want to miss it. From Newshound Guru Militia Man, a lot of people are worn out and tired, and they seem to think we've heard this before. But you aren't fully up to date. The data is powerful. This is a complex issue with Iraq and the world. It's not all about Iraq, but it is about Iraq. They're a key component into integrating into the international financial system. From Newshound Guru Claire article, Wilson warns al-Sudani, don't expose yourself to dire consequences, or we will freeze Iraqi oil funds. Quote, Republican U.S. Representative Joe Wilson called on Thursday to prevent Iraq from using oil funds deposited at the Federal Reserve as part of pressure on Iraqi Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani to prevent attacks on foreign oil companies operating in the Kurdistan region. And finally, the last update is from Intel Guru Frank 26. Question, are there any other currencies we should look at? You should really seriously start studying the Vietnamese dong because of what Trump is doing with his tariffs. You know what they're doing. Yeah, study that one. All right, now that we've covered all the latest updates, let me give you my take on where I think things are really headed with Iraq's currency situation. And honestly, in my opinion, it feels like we're finally entering that calm before the shift moment. Not just emotionally, but technically and strategically. Let's start with Mountain Goat's update. She mentioned that the IMF news is almost too good to be true and said we're getting very, very close. Now, love her or hate her, when even she's surprised by how positive the updates are and it's coming from the IMF, you've got to take a step back and really pay attention. The IMF doesn't just hand out compliments unless something concrete is in play. It tells me that Iraq may have already met some of the bigger technical milestones behind the scenes, or they're right on the edge of it. Then there's Claire's report, which I think a lot of people overlooked, but it's actually a big deal. U.S. Congressman Joe Wilson warned Prime Minister Soudani that if Iraq doesn't meet certain conditions, like protecting foreign oil companies, they could freeze Iraq's oil funds held at the Fed. That's real leverage. This isn't just encouragement from the sidelines anymore. This is the U.S. putting Iraq on notice, and in most cases, pressure like that ramps up when something major is about to happen, not when things are years away. But the biggest clue for me right now, the one that ties all of this together, is what's happening with the parallel market rate. Frank 26 reported that the black market rate has held at around $13.97 for 2 days, which is very close to the official rate of $13.10. Now, if you've been in this space for a while, you already know how important this is. When those two rates converge or come extremely close, that's not just some cosmetic improvement. That's the signal of monetary control, and that's exactly what the CBI and IMF have been waiting for. Let me explain why that matters. When Iraq's black market rate essentially disappears, meaning it lines up with the official rate, it proves that the central bank has full command over the currency, both inside and outside the system. It tells the world that people are trusting the official channels, that there's enough dollar supply, and that smuggling and backdoor trading have been choked off. That's when the CBI can stand up and say, we're ready. And once they hit that point, a lot of people naturally start asking, okay, so when does the rate change actually happen? Here's how I see it. If Iraq locks in a 1-to-1 ratio between the market and official rate, that's a major milestone, but not necessarily the finish line. That's when the countdown really begins. So let's break it down with a realistic timeline. In a best-case scenario, if all the other key conditions are already in place, things like Article 8 readiness, ongoing banking reforms, regional stability, and the federal budget being finalized, I could absolutely see the CBI making a move within 1 to 3 months after rate parity is achieved. That would mean they're just tying up loose ends and picking the right moment. In a moderate scenario, if there are still a few things to wrap up, like waiting for formal Article 8 recognition from the IMF or aligning with global payment systems, it might take a little longer. We're talking 3 to 6 months. That's still very realistic and not a bad outcome at all. Now, in a delayed scenario, if things get rocky again, political tension, external interference, security issues, then yeah, it could stretch out to 6 to 12 plus months even after the rates converge. But I don't think that's the direction things are trending based on what we're seeing now. And here's why they might not pull the trigger immediately, even after everything looks aligned. They may want to wait for a green light from the IMF to build extra investor confidence. They might need time to educate the public on what to expect post-revaluation. And they'll likely coordinate with global partners, SWIFT, correspondent banks, and central bank networks to make sure everything is synchronized. It's not just about flipping a switch. It's about launching something that lasts. But bottom line, if Iraq gets the official rate and the parallel market rate to match or even come within touching distance, then it's no longer a matter of if, it becomes how soon. That's the tipping point. So that's my final take for this round. We're watching Iraq take the final steps to stabilize, legitimize, and position itself for the reset we've all been waiting for. The clock doesn't start when they say it does. The clock starts when the rates match. And from there, it's just a matter of time. Finally, we posted a breaking analysis video the other day. Iraq just made a major move toward joining the World Trade Organization by completing comprehensive technical responses, an essential step that signals a shift toward full international integration. While this might seem like a routine headline, it's actually one of the strongest signs that Iraq could be preparing to move off the program rate and take the dinar global. In this video, I'll break down how this development ties directly into the RVRI process, how it connects with IMF Article 8 compliance, and why this moment could indicate the beginning of the end for the 1300 rate. If you've been watching for the clues and waiting for confirmation that Iraq is ready, this is the update you don't want to overlook. Most people will miss the significance until it's too late. Please go ahead and check it out by clicking on the link on the top right of this video, as you don't want to miss this. Lastly, we will continue to post videos about the recent events and articles supporting the changes taking place in Iraq, so you don't want to miss them. Also, don't forget, please drop a comment below with hashtag and the keyword and let us know what you think. If you like this content and like to support this channel, please don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell notification so you get notified when new videos are uploaded. See you on the next video. Bye.